I can't wait to read this one. Oh, it isn't painful at all. Forcefully opening the door with a clunk, Rosa flew in with Maria. Is Genji or anyone there? It doesn't matter who. Bring us a bath towel. There was already a full-blown typhoon outside. It was starting to pour down hard. Even though she had an umbrella, Maria had been in the rose garden amid all that wind and rain the whole time. She'd grown ice cold. Maria had gone into a minor fight with Rosa in the rose garden and had been told to stay there. She had done what she was told and continued to wait in that spot even though the rain was pouring down. Rosa certainly had gotten a little emotional and angry, but Maria's stubborn whim was probably more to blame. The cousins who had seen that exchange were relieved to see that mother and child were close to each other again. Oh yes, Kinzo. Too bad such a funny scene is going to be overwritten with such a freaking scene. Rosa scrubbed Maria's head with the towel. She seemed overcome with worry that Maria had caught a cold, but Maria herself was nonchalant. Are you okay? You didn't catch a cold, did you? Maybe we really should go back for now and get a change of clothes. I'm just fine. More importantly, I'm hungry, so food's better than changing clothes. She looks okay, Aunt Rosa. She's gotta be if she's this spirited. It's really good that she had an umbrella. I was thinking she might be soaked to the bone. The fact that she had an umbrella certainly is a silver lining. But Maria, even if you have an umbrella, you've got to get to shelter when it starts hitting hard, so okay? Little girls definitely shouldn't be letting their bodies get cold. It's okay, Jessica. It's Mama's fault for telling her to stay there. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm a good girl? I'm a good girl for doing what Mama said? I stayed there even though it was cold. Stayed there until Mama came. Yes, you really are a good girl, Maria. You did exactly what Mama said. Very well done. But next time, even if Mama tells you to do something, find some shelter if it starts raining like that. Okay? Promise Mama. Promise, Mama. As Rosa gently held Maria, they joined their pinkies together and promised. Val and the others realized that by touching her mother's pinky, the warmth had started to return to Maria's body. Canon, thanks for the towel. That really helped. Then, if you would excuse me. As Canon bowed with a blank expression as though he had done nothing that required gratitude, he left the parlor. Okay, it's already dinner time. Let's all go together. I'll even give Maria my dessert for being so good. Really, Mama? Get dessert! Love Mama! Love Mama! Hey, Maria, don't jump around. Mama loves you too, Maria. Love Maria. Love Maria. I love Mama too! Love Mama! Rosa and Maria looked really close, even though the cousins who watched started to feel a long-forgotten warmth fill up in their chests. You know, that might be the age when you're on the best terms with your parents. It wasn't like that for me. Mom was always yelling at me to study, study, study. That's because they love their children. A parent's love isn't always gentle and indulgent. My mother was always strict with me too, but now I realize it was because she treasured me so. Love Mama! Love Mama! Love Maria! Love Maria! So, shall we get some food? Let's be friends and hold hands. Be friends and hold hands! Mama and me! Friends! Friends! Yes, that's right. Mama and Maria are friends. We'll always be like this. I love you, Maria. What's going on all of a sudden? What's up? The sudden sound had come from the teacup Gretel had been holding, which had fallen and smashed. Sorry, I got careless. Sorry for dropping it. The cup on the floor had smashed to pieces. Would it really made such a sound and smashed to pieces just from being dropped from that height? Oops, I'm sorry. I accidentally hit my mic on accident. Even if someone as thick-headed as Ballard could realize that she was in a bad mood over something, but he couldn't understand why she'd suddenly grown so displeased. When she made it to bend over and pick up the fragments of the cup, Renove appeared out of nowhere and stopped her. You will injure yourself. Leave the cleaning up to me. Shall I bring you another cup of black tea? I don't need it. I guess a demon's black tea just doesn't match my tastes. Huh. To think that there's someone whose tastes aren't satisfied even by Renove's tea. I must respect your discerning palate. I'm getting bored, so I'll go out for a second. Bored? Wait a sec. This is where things start to get interesting. About now, Maria's probably going to say that she got an umbrella and a letter from Beatrice again, right? This is the essential part. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm counting on you to clean this up. Leave it to me. Without saying anything else, Gretel disappeared of her own accord. Her own form literally melted and disappeared into thin air. There was definitely a displeased expression on her face, but neither Ballard nor Renove, and of course not Beato either, could understand why her mood had suddenly worsened. All that remained was the scent of black tea she spilled. Hold on, I have to check something. Okay. Just making sure. Here's the hard part. I don't like it. No, to be more blunt, it disgusts me.
Huh? Why are you so irritated, Angie?
Why, you say? Isn't it obvious?
I don't understand.
Even Maria, with that blank expression on her face, irritated me. As I held my hands, palms up in the air, out of nowhere, a single book landed on them. It was Maria's diary. Even though I didn't turn the pages were flipped through, despite there being no wind, and the door to Maria's world opened.
Why do you think I'm not happy, Angie?
Think about it objectively.
By objectively, you mean from your viewpoint, right?
Are you trying to say that the truth is different for me and you, Maria?
Truth can change its form depending on the observer, and observers from the future always overwrite that form. Angie, what are you trying to do to my happiness?
The pages of the diary were flipped through at a greater and greater speeds. A brilliant light poured out from the depths of the diary, swallowing up everything and painting over everything with white. Sorry, Maria. Mama has to take care of some urgent business that piled up, so I need to stay holed up at the company for a while. I probably won't be able to come back home until late at night after the day after tomorrow.
Then what about your promise to go to the movies with me on Sunday?
The movies? Judging by Rosa's tone, she'd clearly forgotten that promise, but Maria's response to that was an apology for asking.
I'm sorry.
Maria apologized for troubling her mother by asking that question.
I'll stay home. I'll definitely wait patiently. I'll take a bath every day and change my underwear, and I know where the money is. I'll go to a different store every day, and I'll try not to go out too late. Even if a policeman asks, I'll say I'll running errands for Mama. I'll do what Mama says like Mama says.
That's right. You really are being a good girl. If you do that, I'll buy you a present, okay? Go to bed by 9. You mustn't tell the teachers or any adults that Mama isn't coming home. Oops, I messed up. Let me try again. That's right. You really are being a good girl. If you do that, I'll buy you a present, okay? Go to bed by 9, and you mustn't tell the teacher or any adults that Mama isn't coming home, okay?
Yes. So, Mama, do your best at work. Do your best and finish your work and come back as soon as you can. I won't cry at all night and annoy the neighbors anymore. So come back quickly.
Well, then, I'm busy, so I'll hang up. Be a good girl and wait. Don't do anything you shouldn't. Goodbye. With a tone of finality in her voice, Rosa hung up the phone without waiting for Maria's answer. Maria politely set down the receiver and returned to the sofa. And there sat the stuffed animal Sakutaro, with whom she'd been watching TV until a second ago. Sakutaro was holding the remote control to the TV. The TV had been turned off because of the phone call. He looked like he was about to tell her to push the switch because he wanted to watch TV again quickly.
Sakutaro, wanna watch TV? What do you don't wanna watch anymore, Maria? If the actors team gets all the questions right, they can still make a huge comeback. What do you... No, that's enough TV.
Again, Mama was busy with her work and didn't come home. Mama works so much overtime that she doesn't come home until late. Because she has dates or something, she always comes home after drinking a lot of alcohol. Even though she's not good at drinking, and with a pale face, she'll go straight into the shower and then to bed. And because she has overtime even on the weekends or something, she says she has to spend night there and almost never comes home. Recently, she started saying something about how she's got a big job she's working on, so this sort of thing happens a lot. The pictures I did my best on during drawing time were laughed at by everyone, but even so I wanted to show them just to Mama, and once again, she won't be able to look at them for me. And I could talk about the time everyone pushed the job of cleaning up onto me, but I did my best by myself and was praised by the teacher. Or the time I went shopping and the man at the shop said I'm always such a good kid and he gave me a free canned coffee. And there was the time I wanted to encourage Mama because she worked so hard on her job and hid a card for her under her pillow. And there's a lot of other things I wanted to talk about. Mom was working really hard at her job. She's working with all her strength so we can eat every day. I hate her job. If only she just quit. A job is an important thing for adults to do. It lets Maria eat, buy clothes, and pays for school lunches, and pays the deposit for summer camp. All that happens because Mama works and earns money. I don't need food, don't need clothes, don't need school lunches, and don't want to go to summer camp. It's not like any other schools will let me join in. Uryu, just now on the phone, Mama promised that she'd buy a present when she comes back from work, right? I think she made that promise because you're important to her, Maria, and she'd feel bad if she made you feel lonely. You think so? Uryu, it definitely isn't a pain for her or annoying or anything. Mama also wants to be by your side all the time, Maria. It's also painful and sad for her since she can't do that. I remember when she spent the whole night by your side crying. Yeah, I didn't understand why she was crying, but she was so sad and I couldn't do anything but stay silent by her side. I remember the last thing Mama said then. She said, "Thank you, Maria." She said that just by being by her side, you were her only ally in the whole world. Uryu, do you remember? Yeah, I'm her only ally in the whole world, she said. Sakutaro set the remote control on the table and crawled up to the sofa. Oh wait, no, this is Maria's thing. Sorry, let's try again. Sakutaro set the remote control on the table and crawled up onto the sofa and sat on my lap and spoke to me, gazing into my eyes. I'm sure Mama feels the same way that you do, Maria. The designs Mama draws are the only ones laughed at by her clients. Only Mama's company has troublesome jobs pushed onto it by other companies. Mama is the president, so she has to take care of everything by herself. Only Mama's company never gets included in the business of other companies. Mama's only ally is Maria. If you tell her to stop doing her job, where in the world could she find an ally? Sakutaro, the only person I have in the whole world is Maria.
The only person Mama has in the whole world is Maria. What about you, Maria? I've got Mama, and I got you too, Sakutaro. So, Maria, you aren't lonely at all, Uryu. Since Mama's busy with her work, she can't be together with you very often. But please don't blame her for that, Maria. In exchange, I'll always be here and I'll be by your side forever. So don't cry, okay? Uryu, can't your sadness be stopped if I'm with you? Sakutaro!
From the corner of Maria's heart, which she'd been doing her best to seal up, drops of sadness finally dripped down. Even though weekends when Mama didn't come home weren't a rare thing, it wasn't as though that night was particularly painful or sad compared to other nights. And yet, Maria's tears poured down.
Uryu, Maria, don't cry. I'll always be here with you. Even if you cry, Maria, I won't. I'm a lion cub, so I won't cry even if I'm lonely. Even though I want to cry too, I won't. Why won't you cry, Sakutaro? Even though you're so sad that you can't hold back the tears, you won't cry? Uryu, but if I cry, who will make you feel better? So I won't. After all, I want to get your spirits up. If I get my spirits up, will Mama come back? When Mama comes back, if she's welcomed by a happy Maria, I'm sure she'll be happy. Uryu, Mama will be happy? Uryu, if you do that, then I'm sure her fatigue from work will also be healed. Then I'm sure she'll start feeling better sooner and play with you a lot. When you come home and Mama's waiting for you there, and she's in the kitchen in high spirits, don't you feel really happy? I'm sure Mama feels the same way. So if I watch over the house in high spirits, Mama will be happy too? Uryu?
Sakutaro nodded deeply with his big head. The tears couldn't stop falling from Maria's eyes. If she greeted Mama with a tear-stained face, Mama would probably get sad too.
You know about it, Maria. You can't use magic that creates smiles if you aren't smiling too. Yeah, I know. So I won't cry anymore. Hey, Maria, I have an idea for how you can have a fun time. Uryu, want to hear it? What? Mama won't come back until late night Sunday, so let's have a pajama party and keep it a secret from Mama. A pajama party? Until you get tired late tonight, eat candy and drink soda in bed and play with me. A pajama party? Yeah, that sounds fun. I don't have to go to bed at 9, right? Mama won't get mad if I don't sleep. This is a secret between me and you, only for when Mama isn't around. So tonight, until you get sleepy, let's have fun the whole time. Let's eat jelly beans and try to guess what color we'll get next. Let's split open peanuts and try to guess which half is the grandpa. Let's search for treasures in the closet, and more and more. I wonder what it will taste like if we mix cola and melon soda. I wanted to try it once but asked Mama if it was okay, and she got mad. Uryu, then let's keep it a secret from Mama and try it out. Tonight, let's play a lot, laugh a lot, blow away our tears with happiness. Don't worry, it'll definitely be fun if I'm here. I'll definitely make you happy, Maria. Yeah! It'll definitely be fun if Sakutaro's there. I'll definitely be happy. Thank you, Sakutaro. I won't cry anymore. Let's play all we can and get happy all we can and say welcome back when Mama gets home. Uryu, tonight let's play a lot and feel a lot better. Let's have this kind of secret party where we can only have when Mama isn't here. If we're noisy enough, I'm sure plenty of friends will come to play from the land of the looking glass in Wonderland. Then we'll have so many friends that we won't be able to get bored. Uryu.
Oh, my favorite song. Then Maria began her pajama party all alone with Sakutaro, having fun late into the night. She played by sticking her hand into a pile of jelly beans without looking, trying to guess which colors she'd pull out next. Sakutaro had good intuition and got it right a lot. Maria also had a brilliant streak where she guessed right 4 times in a row. A game where she split peanuts open and tried to guess which was the grandpa was easier than guessing the color of the jelly beans, so she got it right a lot. Sucking her salt-colored fingers was impolite, but that was the yummiest part. She liked both the cola and melon soda on their own. She hoped that mixing her 2 favorite drinks there might be a flash of light alchemy, and a new drink that no one had ever tasted before would be created. She got excited how, if it turned out really delicious, she'd call it Sakutara soda and sell it. But unexpectedly, it had a weird taste that she hadn't hoped for, and the color was somewhat dull and thick.
Maybe I shouldn't be surprised that the black and green mixed together would make this. Too bad I imagined it'd be a sparkling pineapple color. But it was an awesome and incredible fun night. If it's this fun here, maybe Mama will feel like coming home and drop by out of the blue. So I got the feeling that Mama might suddenly come home and went to the front door many times to check. But there was no way Mama would be able to come home when she was this busy with work. But rather than a feeling of loneliness, it felt just a little disappointing that Mama couldn't join in on this fun late night party. Sometimes soon I'll do this when Mama is around, let her join in. Mama likes some things I don't think are yummy, so maybe she'll really like Sakutara soda. When Mama comes back tired, I'll serve her some. And more than anything, I want to at least write about this fun night in a letter and tell Mama about it, so that these feelings of happiness will reach Mama too. Her work is always so tough, and when she comes home so tired, I hope I can share this happiness with her. Mama will almost certainly come home tired late night Sunday, and I hope I can brighten her day even just a little by sharing this happiness. I gently placed that letter on Mama's desk. To Mama, good job with your work again today. Let me share my happiness with you. From Maria. Then I decided to give a present to Sakutara for proposing this wonderful party. It was a small red muffler I found when searching for treasure in the closet. And when I was still very young, Mama knitted this tiny thing. Maria was embroidered on it in the knitting wool. I softly wrapped that muffler around Sakutaro. It really suited him, accenting his yellow and red very well. Uryu, does it look good on me? Sakutaro looked embarrassed as he wore his first present ever. Yeah, it really looks good on him. Sakutaro, thank you so much for everything. It was so much fun tonight. I can't even remember why I was crying. Let's be together from now on, and let's always play and laugh together. Uryu, love you, Maria. Me too. Love you, Sakutaro.
After playing so wildly, Maria's room was a mess. Maybe she played a little too much.
But I'm tired today, so let's sleep together. And tomorrow when we clean up together and welcome Mama with a clean room. Alright, Sakutaro? Uryu. See? I am so... No, we are so happy, right?
Is this your happiness, Maria?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Even though you were looking forward to that movie so much and Aunt Rosa promised that she'd definitely take you, she completely forgot.
She just happened to forget because she was so busy with work. Even if she remembered with her work, there'd be nothing she could do. Whether she remembered or not, Mama would have spent the night at work. She couldn't go to the movies. Whether she remembered or not is a minor issue.
There's no way that's a minor issue. After all, when Aunt Rosa answered movie on the phone, it was obvious she completely forgotten her promise, and when she heard that, Maria's mood definitely darkened. Well, like you say, even if Aunt Rosa had remembered her promise, you wouldn't have been able to go to the movies in the end. But even so, to think that your mother just forgot her promise to spend one of her few days off with you, it's sad. I'd be mad.
Yeah, it was sad. Because even if she had remembered, we wouldn't have been able to go to the movies. But after that, I had a very, very fun night with Sakutaro. You must have thought that pajama party looked really fun too, Angie.
There's no way that would be fun. I mean, all that messing around you did that night. was just intentionally making a big fuss about nothing, all so that you could forget that you were lonely and your mother wasn't coming home.
That's not true! I really did have a fun party with Sakutaro!
No, that's wrong! You were just so sad and you hated your mother so much for forgetting her promise that you made a mess of your room.
Where was something like that ever written in my diary?
It isn't written anywhere, but by reading in the gaps between every line, I can understand your feelings. You didn't even have a good time at all that evening, and you stayed up late when you were told not to and broke the strict rule about eating sweets outside the snack time. And when that didn't even bury your sadness, you went wild in your room and made a mess of it, right? After you made a mess of your room and you were all tired out, all you did was claw at the bed sheets and cry yourself to sleep, right?
The diary does say that Mama probably forgot her promise about the movie, and that I stayed late having a pajama party with Sakutaro and made a mess of my room searching for treasure.
Yes, and this is what it means. You were starving for Aunt Rosa's love, and Maria... Aunt Rosa always put her work and her public image first and always kept you on the back burner. That's what disgusts me, because I know just how superficial Aunt Rosa's words of love for you were. You realize this yourself. So, how can you say you're happy despite that? I don't understand that part of you, Maria. Even at my age, I can't understand it at all. Why aren't you sad? Why is it that you can experience a reality filled with misfortune and call yourself happy? I can't do it. I can't understand it.
You're a sad kid, Angie.
I don't get it. Why are you pitying me?
Even though a fact about a really fun pajama party is written about in my diary, even though the same fact is observed by different people, it has different form.
I remember talking about this with something like Burned Castle. Truth is unfixed and changes its form every time it's witnessed. By the way it's perceived. In other words, depending on the person who perceives it, a single truth becomes different truths, and truths of the past are painted over by the truth of the future.
In this diary I wrote what happened that night was very, very fun.
You described the events of that night as something very happy.
And yet when you read the diary, the events of that night sound very, very sad.
Even though you described it as a happy scene, I read between the lines and realized that wasn't true.
Stop it! This tells of a happy night. This is the truth of that night. Please don't take this happy truth and paint over it with a new different truth.
Are you happy with this, Maria?
Yes, I'm happy. That's why I feel sad for you, since you won't be able to feel happiness in a similar situation.
Right now, I'm like she was then, just isolated with no friends. Angie accepted her isolated reality for what it was, but Maria painted over her isolated reality with a reality of happiness. Ushiramiya Maria took a sad truth and changed it into happiness. That was the only and yet very large difference between me and Maria, and even though I'm unable to accept it, I'm also jealous of that power.
Yes, that's right. This is power. I was able to find happiness with that power. Because you don't have that power, you can't find happiness, Angie.
What is that power?
I didn't know what to call that power either. Not at this point in time, at least. Eventually, I was taught its true form. I'll talk about it later, on the next page. So then, late Sunday night, Mama came back with a present just like she promised.
I'm back.
Mama, welcome home! Mama came back! Mama came back!
Waiting to greet Rosa as she returned home all tired out was Maria in an unbelievably good mood holding Sakutaro. Most likely, Rosa's worn-out expression was partly because she was really tired, but partly because it would be a pain when Maria, who should have been grumbling after staying home alone for several days, would cling to her sobbing. However, when she was welcomed by an unbelievably happy Maria and found that her fears were unbelievably needless, Rosa couldn't hide her surprise. But what's going on, Maria? You're in a great mood? Is someone here? It was strange enough to make Rosa think that a friend had come over and she was home when they were having a good time playing together. But there was no other shoes by the entrance. Even though Maria was in such high spirits, she had been home alone. At first, Rosa was suspicious the cause of this unexpected good mood could be nothing good, but that was a really needless fear, and in any event, Maria had been in a good mood while she watched over the house. Even if Rosa's heart had been cold and hard as a rock, after being welcomed with a smile like this, Rosa started to honestly accept that smile, and a smile rose to her own face automatically. In that smile, you could no longer see any of that weariness of someone who had been unable to return home for several days. Maria kept talking about what a fun time she had playing with her stuffed animal Sakutaro. Rosa really hadn't imagined that stuffed animal she had herself been given would be so appreciated, and she couldn't hide her pleased surprise. I see. So you spent the time together with Sakutaro. Well done, Maria. Here's a present for Maria and Sakutaro for being so good.
Uryu, a present! A present! Ah! What is it? What is it?
Both Maria and Sakutaro start jumping around. There were 2 presents. One contained an assortment of Western sweets. One was a Scotch cake. It looked to be of a very high quality. But Maria was more interested in the other one. The other one was an even bigger box, and it was pretty heavy. Go ahead and open it. They might become new friends for you and Sakutaro, okay?
Ah! What's this? What's this?
Inside, laid there like chess pieces, there were about 20 small ceramic figures shaped like animals. Squirrels, rabbits, small birds, dogs, and cats, and they were all holding musical instruments. In addition to them, there was also a panorama-style background. A forest scene was drawn on it. The small forest animals were gathered in a plaza, and it looked like they were having a good time. Rosa set it up on the table, and when she lined it up the certain surrounding figures like chess pieces in front of it, it became a band of forest animals. Isn't it wonderful? I saw it in the store window, and I was taking it at a glance. This is a present for you for being such a good girl home alone, Maria.
Ah! Thank you, Mama! Awesome! Sakutaro! Look how much our friends have grown! It's just like you said, Sakutaro! It was true we had a fun, noisy time. We get more friends! Right? Didn't I tell you? Look, we have more friends! Look, we have more friends! Uryu!
Relieved that her gift had been appreciated, Rosa remembered she'd been filled with several days of weariness.
Mama, you worked really hard. Go take a shower. If you take a hot one, I'm sure your weariness will go away. Want to take a bath? I'll choose what to put in the bath today.
Thank you, but it's already late, so get ready to go to bed. Mama is tired, so I'll just take a shower and go to sleep. I have to get up early tomorrow.
Yeah, got it. Here, Mama, I'll take your Koro.
I can do it myself. Oh, thank you.
Mama, your coat is full of smells from outside. Huh? Oh, sorry, something fell out. I'll pick it up, okay?
When she took Rosa's coat, a receipt or ticket stub or something fell out. It had been in Mama's pocket, so it was probably important. Maria hurriedly picked it up. It looked like a ticket for the green car or the Shinkansen or something like that. Atami? Wasn't that a place famous for its hot springs? At that moment, with a razor-sharp sound, the warm atmosphere shattered. Instead of Rosa, who had just been there a second ago enjoying the gift with her daughter and recovering from her weariness with a long-awaited return home, there stood a person who looked exactly the same, but had a completely different terrifying expression on her face. In her hand was the ticket stub that Maria had picked up. She stole it from Maria's hand in an instant, just a few seconds too late, by the pain of her hand that had been hit, and her mother's expression. Maria realized that she must have done something wrong. But she didn't know what she had done that had gotten her in trouble. It was probably because of that ticket stub-like thing. Was she not supposed to touch it? Even though she had tried so hard to welcome Mama with fun and happiness, she touched something important to Mama without asking and had ruined that pleasant atmosphere. So Maria apologized immediately.
Sorry.
Even though she must have heard those words of apology, Rosa's expression actually darkened. Maybe those weren't the words she had been hoping for. Maria didn't know what to do and stared at her mother's reaction. Then, even though it should have been such an important ticket stub, Rosa crushed it up and hurried off to her room. Maria didn't really understand what she had done wrong.
I must have done something I shouldn't have. That paper must have been something important for Mama's work, and I touched it without asking. You didn't do anything wrong, Maria. That's why tonight was so very happy. Yeah, happy. And when Mama takes a bath and clears her head, she'll go back to being the normal nice Mama. So you mustn't worry about it, You're right. Mama's tired too. Mustn't worry about it. After all, we were so happy tonight.
Just stop it. I can't watch this.
Angie, I think you're looking for happiness in the wrong way.
You're the one who's wrong, One-chan. How can you call this happiness? It's so pitiful that I can't watch anymore. Well, it's not like Maria can do anything about it, Angie.
What is? That Mama suddenly got mad? That happens sometimes when humans get tired. Condemning a person because of a momentary misplaced emotion isn't very adult of you, Angie.
I mean, Rosa shouldn't have hit her, so, and yeah, it is very suspicious. But she doesn't know right now. It's best that she doesn't. I can't believe I'm hearing this from a 9-year-old. But that's not the problem. That ticket stub you picked up was clearly strange.
What was? There was nothing strange about it, and it has nothing to do with the happiness of that night, right?
Aunt Rosa called because she'd be staying over at her company because of work, right? Why Atami? Isn't that what you call a vacation? It means she left you and went on a vacation, right? And you normally don't go on vacation by yourself.
Even if that was a ticket for Atami, that alone doesn't make it proof that Mama lied and went on a vacation, right?
She lied on the phone, and then she changed her expression so drastically and grabbed it from you. What more proof could you want?
It might have been from a business trip long ago, right? Or maybe she just happened to pick up some trash and put it in her pocket. It might have been a receipt from someone who worked for her and went on a business trip. In that case, it would be important for her work. It wasn't a toy, so I can understand why Mama took it away. This evidence you're talking about is only circumstantial. Imagination and delusions. I don't know why you're interpreting in a way that makes our relationship worse.
I'm the one who doesn't understand why you're interpreting it in such a way that's so convenient for Aunt Rosa.
As I thought, you're a pitiable child, Angie. Even though there are so many fragments lying about you that could make you happy, you can't find them. Instead, you're only looking at unhappy fragments and continue to get hurt. That's why you're scared of being hurt. And only start looking for happiness after you check to make sure there's nothing around that could hurt you.
When I talk with you, One-chan, it gets hard to tell which one of us isn't making sense.
You know what? There are lots of happy and unhappy fragments, and they fill the world up. So people who can't find happiness right beside them won't be able to find it no matter how hard they look. Like Tiltil and Mito looking for the blue bird.
Oh yeah, that story with a moral.
You're the complete opposite, Angie. You're searching for a world without a fragment of unhappiness. But that's the same as the blue bird. So you'll be unable to find your happiness for all eternity. Is Battler Hansel, or is he the blue bird?
Give it a rest already. In any event, I understand that our night of happiness was wasted because of a single scrap of paper.
It sure is scary that a single scrap of paper could do that. In that case, maybe the power to get your happiness back can also lie in a single scrap of paper, right?
Just when she'd finally been able to communicate with Maria after so long, Rosa's face twisted with a mixture of anger, sadness, and a fierce self-hatred as she flew into her room and closed the door. Maria's sari had sliced into her chest sharper than a knife. At that time, she had noticed a cute envelope placed on her study table. It was probably something that come with a girl's magazine.
To Mama, let me share my happiness with you, it said.
She took it. After hesitating, opened it and read what was inside. Then, after letting 2 large tears drip down the paper, she flew out of the room, hugged Maria from behind as she headed for the bathroom, buried her face into her daughter's back, and cried. And realizing she was the one who should be apologizing, she apologized.
Why is Mama apologizing?
There was no answer to that question. In other words, I don't really think that Rosa tries to, because she has moments where she clearly does care about Maria to an extent.
Look, we already made up. Something like that was absolutely nothing to worry about because of friendship that Mama and I share.
To me, your happiness is too painful, Maria.
I understand how you feel more or less. Before I realized I had that power, even I was a pitiful child who could only find fragments filled with misfortune, just like you are now.
What is that power? This power that I don't have, but you do. Are you saying that I'm unfortunate and you're blessed because I don't have that? Just what is this thing that you can't describe except with an abstract word like power?
Yeah! You do want to know that, Angie. That's why you've been reading my stories so far. Of course I'll teach you. I'll show you the secret to that power. And it's something I taught you about long ago when you were little, right? Did you forget? It's okay, I remember. No, she will teach you.
She? Who's that? I shall teach you in Maria's place. Beatrice. The power Maria has, but you do not.
Yeah, the power I have but Angie doesn't. It's magic.
Maria and Beato said it together, and they started giggling because they said it at the same time. It was an innocent reaction, one that didn't seem like Beato at all. I don't condone hitting your kid ever. But it's not like it's not something that is impossible to work out. Anyway, black tea was arranged on the table in a peaceful garden, and Beato and Maria and Sakutaro, who was sitting on Maria's lap, were having fun chatting. Huh, I see. He is called Sakutaro. So this is your best friend. Yeah, I think Rosa needs therapy, and maybe someone. I think also for me, I think Rosa needs help. To me, in my head, it's hard being a single mom and within Japanese society or something like that. And people are like, oh, I don't really want to deal with somebody who already has a kid. That shit or whatever. Someone who doesn't care about conventions like that and can care about Rosa for Rosa and Maria for Maria. Honestly. And then maybe Rosa wouldn't feel so compelled to do all those things. Stuff like that. Rosa has her own things to also cope with as well, but that would certainly help her. But yeah, I don't think that it's impossible for Rosa in that sense, but it's probably really tough. Huh, so I see. He is called Sakutaro, so this is your best friend.
Uryu, nice to meet you. I'm Sakutaro. Sakutaro's shy, so he's nervous. It's okay. Beatrice is also a great friend of mine. Uryu, are Maria's friends my friends? Yeah! Uryu, then am I Beatrice's friend too? Yeah! Uryu!
Maria, does something like this happen frequently for you in everyday life?
Huh? What?
Is breathing a spirit of magic into inorganic matter and giving it life like this commonplace in your everyday life?
Sakutaro isn't inorganic matter. He's a lion cub.
A stuffed animal makes for an excellent vessel, It is not uncommon for spirits to be made to reside in them, when they are spoken to by an innocent child with no toxin. According to Beatrice, every time a child plays with dolls, the dolls actually gain a will and converse with them, sometimes even moving by their own will. However, because of their innocence, the power imbued into such a vessel is very weak. If they get struck with even a tiny bit of toxin from a human's common sense that says there's no way a doll can talk or move, they instantly revert to being non-speaking dolls. However, this Sakutaro stuffed animal of yours is different.
Ah! Sakutaro's a stuffed animal, but he isn't one! Uryu, I'm a lion cub. Uryu. Sakutaro is a lion cub, but he's still a kid, so he can't roar sometimes. Uryu, Uryu, Uryu.
Gazing at Maria, who was playing around with Sakutaro at the table loaded with tea, Beatrice let out a sigh of admiration. How incredible! This Sakutaro, with cloth and cotton vessel as a shell, has completely materialized into the human world. He has his own personality and talks with the summoner freely, and even moves by his own will. And even more surprising is that Maria did not summon him using the name of a person from another world, but create him out of a sea of zero. After that, Maria boasted to Beato that Sakutaro wasn't her only friend, as she had many more of them back at home. It seemed there were other stuffed animals and dolls who could talk and move their own will like Sakutaro. It was something natural for Maria. It was natural for stuffed animals to talk and move and become friends of their own will. When she saw that Maria accepted this as something natural as a witch, Beatrice felt a respect bordering on awe. Maria, without a doubt that power of yours is magic.
It's magic? I'm still a witch apprentice, so I can't use magic yet, right?
No, it is magic. Because you cannot use it consciously, you are still an apprentice. But even so, what magical power it is! The materialization of your friend Sakutaro is excellent proof of that.
Materialization?
Indeed. In your case, it may be fitting to call it creation. A piece of inorganic matter that has no soul at all in another's hands can have a soul sent into it through your magic. Furthermore, that strong magical power lies in the human world. In this era so filled with the toxin that denies magic, summoning a magical power that can materialize a single life form is not easy even for me. Isn't it hard to give birth to any number of soulless beings? However, giving birth to a being with a soul is very difficult. This is what Beato asserted.
I don't really understand what you're saying, Beato. You're saying Sakutaro is amazing?
Both you and Sakutaro are incredible. You should both be proud. I see that Kinzo's desire above all else seems to dwell most strongly within you.
I don't have a clue why Beato is praising Maria so much.
Wait, oops, sorry, this is Maria's wife.
I don't have a clue why Beato is praising Maria so much. Right, Sakutaro? What do you...
What should truly be admired is not only that a soul was made to reside in a stuffed animal, even more significantly is the fact that you've changed your own worldview. When it comes to giving birth to something from nothing, you stand out from the crowd. It is easy to make 100 from 1. However, giving birth from 0 is not. When you do become a full witch beyond just becoming a match for you, you might grow into a great witch that even I must acknowledge as superior. A witch of origins, perhaps. I'm really looking forward to your future.
Ah! Beato said I has talent as a witch! Isn't that great, Maria? What do you... Beato, thank you for praising Maria.
No need to thank me, Sakutaro. That red muffler truly suits you. I am envious of that talent of your master, who was able to give birth to a friend like you.
Uryu, thanks for complimenting my muffler. This is a present I got from Maria. It's my favorite.
And its size is truly like a muffler that was created just for you. I see. I must also give my new friend some kind of present.
Huh? Beato giving Sakutaro a present?
Of course! A gift from a witch must be something with magical power. In that case, so he can be your friend for all time, so you can have even more fun playing with him. I shall give Sakutaro my magic power. With that, he should be able to materialize even more strongly.
Huh? I'll be able to have much more fun playing with Sakutaro? How's that? What could it be, Maria? Is it something scary? Don't worry, Beto won't do anything scary, right, Beatrice?
Indeed, I believe you will like it. So to make it materialize even more strongly, a stronger image will be necessary. Well, what to do?
Beto crossed her arms and thought about what she could do to please them even more. Then right there was the form of yet another witch. It was Beto's teacher, Virgilia. Virgilia truly was a great witch. Since Maria already thought Beto was a great witch, this person Since Maria already thought Beto was a great witch, this person Beto called a great witch must have been a great witch. According to Beto, she still didn't even rise up to this witch's feet when it came to magical power. My, I thought I heard some cheery voices. What a fun tea party this seems to be.
Oh, teacher! Perfect timing. I want you to look at this lion cub. I hear he's Maria's new friend.
What a lovely lion. I wonder if he can greet me. Hello, nice to meet you.
I'm Sakutaro.
Sakutaro fell into Maria's lap, greeting Virgilia with half of his face poking out over the edge of the table. It seemed he was very nervous since this little witch that even Beto called teacher. What an adorable name. As a reward for giving such a good greeting, here's a sweet for you. After waving her hands about, Virgilia held out in the palm of her hand upwards as though she was lightly grabbing at the empty air. Then she held her fist out in front of Sakutaro. When she opened her fist, there was one of those individually wrapped cough drops.
Maria, it's candy! Awesome! Ah! Isn't that great, Sakutaro? Make sure to thank her! Thank you very much for the candy. Oh.
Even though Virgilia was a great witch, she still treated a stuffed animal like Sakutaro to an elegant greeting.
Still, teacher, cough drops. Are you someone's granny or something? Can't you at least pull out some strawberry milk candy?
How rude. In that case, I won't be giving you any more.
Sorry. Well then, Maria, take out your grimoire, and of course your writing tools.
Huh? Yeah, I'll take it out. What should I write?
Oh, what are you starting?
I will use magic I learned from you, teacher. Magic to make a resident of another world materialize into a vessel. I think by applying that, we'll be able to further strengthen the power that makes this friend of Maria materialize. I wanted to give that as a gift to Maria and her friend.
I see. For a being that's already materialized, it shouldn't be that difficult. That could become a wonderful gift. Well then, I shall help too, if only a little.
It would be very reassuring if you would sign for this magic as a witness, teacher. I'd be glad, Maria. This will be a wonderful gift.
What's happening? Is it scary? Is it? Don't know, but I don't think it's scary. What could it be? I can't wait.
Beatrice borrowed the grimoire from Maria's handbag and majestically flipped through the pages. Then she found an empty page among those with magic circles drawn on them and flattened it out. After gazing at Sakutaro with a grin, she suddenly started moving her pen. It was something like a written declaration made by witches to a high-order world. It was magic whose effect could be controlled if Beatrice wrote and Virgilia signed. Maria didn't understand what Beato was writing at first, but partway through she figured out the wonderful magical power of this document. Her eyes began to sparkle.
Uryu! What is it, Maria? What is she drawing? Uryu!
Sakutaro was on her lap, so he didn't know what was being written on the table. But even if he had seen, Sakutaro would have probably understood.
Awesome! Sakutaro! Wait a bit! Almost done! Almost done! It's amazing, Beato! Amazing!
When it comes to writing documents of power, this child's talent is magnificent. You might even serve well as a secretary in the spirit world.
How's this? Not so bad, right?
After finishing her writing with an intense amount of concentration, Beato looked over the document again from a distance. It seemed she was fairly satisfied with her work, and Maria, who was peeking in at it, let out a cry of wonder.
Awesome! Beato! Cute!
By the name of the Golden Witch Beatrice, I now acknowledge Sakutaro, Maria's child. Teacher, if you would cite as a witness.
Yes. By my name, I witness and acknowledge this oath. It is done. Virgilia signed, completing the written declaration. It was a document with the power to proclaim to the beings of a higher world that Sakutaro had most certainly materialized in the human world. Sakutaro, who had been born from Maria, was nominated by the two witches, Beatrice and Virgilia. And just now, his existence had been acknowledged by the higher world. That itself was the great magic of materialization. According to Beato, this was apparently quite fortunate that Virgilia was there. After all, depending on the number and the quality of witches that signed the proclamations to a higher world, that power that resided in them could change drastically. Virgilia in particular had made many friends in that higher plane, so her signature gave the proclamation a power with which Beato couldn't even compare.
By this proclamation, I accept you, Sakutaro, as an individual with his own ego. And I welcome you as a friend in accordance with the contract of mariage sorcière. From now on, Sakutaro is our common friend. And for that, I shall bestow upon you a form as a fitting gift. Accept it.
With the grimoire still open to the page with proclamation, she turned it around and handed it over to Maria. Maria showed it to Sakutaro on her lap. When Sakutaro held that proclamation, he felt something hot and bright begin to dwell in his body made of cloth and cotton. Even as he looked around, nervous at the sensation he never felt before, that power strengthened, and eventually a bright light completely swallowed him up.
Uryu!
Oh my god, it's Satoshi! I'm sorry. And then that light disappeared. There, Maria's friend Sakutaro held a new form and existed.
You're cute, Sakutaro! Really cute! Uryu, does it really look good on me? It isn't embarrassing?
It's a very lovely form, Sakutaro. I figure the muffler was his charm point. And the ears! Animal ears sure are nice and truly cute. Let's nibble them later.
Thank you, Beatrice! Thank you very much for the wonderful present!
There is no need for thanks. This is out of respect for your wonderful magic and your friend. And now that you've reached this level, it would not be odd for you to graduate from being an apprentice at any time. From now on, I shall instruct you even more fun and new magic. From this point forward, you may call yourself Maria, an apprentice witch of origins.
A witch of origins?
Indeed. It is a tale of a witch who seeks to become a creator. Right now, you are just an enchanter, a magician specializing in forms of magical enchantment, who only has enough strength to breathe magical power into small objects around her. But after 1,000 years of training, you could conceivably use magical compendium that resides within your heart to create a galaxy.
The talent of Witch of Origins is very rare. Even though everyone has it when they are young, no one can continue to hold on to it. This tile is also proof that you have not lost your untainted heart.
Ah! A Witch of Origins! Awesome! I'll become one! I'm Maria, an apprentice Witch of Origins! Maria, that's so incredible! A Witch of Origins! Incredible! Amazing!
Eventually, you'll be able to call yourself a full witch, Lady Maria, Witch of Origins. It may be a good time now to not only give Sakutaro but you an appearance fitting for your rank. Here, I shall gift a proper outfit for one who, while still an apprentice, is still worthy of using the title of a witch.
When Beata waved that pipe that was her cane, many gold butterflies that appeared out of nowhere grouped around Maria, giving her a wonderful dress. Fun fact, Ryukishi takes a lot of his outfits from magazines, so he did not design them himself. He stole them from fashion magazines, but a lot of artists do that. Anyway, and also my favorite song is back. It's called Hidamari, or In the Sun. So anyway, it certainly was fitting for the girl who would eventually take the name of the Witch of Origins, combining both cuteness and dignity.
Amazing! Awesome! 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 Cute! Cute! I want to show these clothes to Mama too! Can I?
The full dress of a witch must not be shown indiscriminately. Its value increases if you're stingy with it.
Then the Great Witch, the Witch, and the Witch's Apprentice, and the new friend Sakutaro enjoyed a lively tea party.
See? Look how happy I am! And look how fun this is! Please don't be afraid of being happy. Becoming happy isn't the same as accepting your current misfortune. It means creating a new happiness out of your current misfortune. That's the magic of origins.
I am a master at this too. I am also have magic of origins. Same. I didn't want to acknowledge my current world. I couldn't bear to accept such an isolated and painful world. That's why, even though I was entranced by your world, Maria, I couldn't cross the final line.
I'll teach you about my magic of origins. No, I taught you before, right? And you used it before. Did you forget? You were also a witch apprentice, Angie, with your name entered in Mariage Sorcière, weren't you?
Yeah, that was true. Mariage Sorcière. That takes me back. I also had my name entered there at one point, didn't I? Oh, that was hard to read through because first time I read it, I had a 15-minute break of crying. I read through it. The World 12 Years Later, October 1998. I had to grin and bear it. I mean, it kind of broke slightly, but whatever. I did not take a break. But anyway, we have to look at other stuff now. And let's see. Yeah, I reread her line. Alright. Maria, the Witch of Origins, who will live for 1,000 years in the future. She holds the motherly magical power to give birth from the sea of zero. At a glance, this magical power is frail, but no matter how many times you multiply zero, you will never end up with anything more than zero. However, the one she gave birth to will one day surpass even the heavens. She is loyally protected by Beatrice, who understands her true worth. The two of them are members of the same alliance. Goldsmith. Goldsmith is Kinzo's sorcerer name. His skill as a summoner is legendary for the current era. His summoning ability surpasses even Beatrice at times. However, he is very mismatched, excelling in some areas, while fatally lacking as a sorcerer in others. Magic with enough power to reheat a cup with a black tea may be beyond him, but he's capable of summoning demons with magic strong enough to boil the sea. The source of his magic is found in arithmetic miracles, and his magical compendium is unique. Later on, even Beatrice took a note of this and rearranged her own compendium accordingly. Oh, look! Balor mentioned in episode 1. What if he took the name Goldsmith? That'd be totally cool. Okay. Sakutaro. The beloved furniture of Lady Maria, a witch of Mariage Sorcière. He is Lady Maria's white heart itself. You might even say he's the second Lady Maria and irreplaceable to her. He holds a decoration as a diplomat. None may attack him. Not any of the witches, weapons, and furniture in the Alliance, nor any of the demons and divine spirits in contact with the Alliance. Okay. Any tips? Nope. Alright, well that's it for now. Good night. Let me just go in here and end it. Wait, that's not how you end it. No. Yeah. I mean, I don't see it the way that Angie sees it like this. I mean, I do think it's wrong that Rosa neglected her. And there's probably like a truth behind it. But I do, to me, like, I was like Maria, so I know how to, like, you know, I don't like being miserable, so I just, like, I do things like with Maria does, where she just, like, does a bunch of stuff and make it fun. I don't think Angie understands that part. I mean, for me, I see two simultaneous truths. Rosa wasn't there, but Maria was able to give herself a good time despite that fact. Even if you are in a miserable situation, you can try to make yourself happy. You don't have to be sad. You don't have to cry. Just because. And even if you do cry, you can always make things better. You don't need to, like, always rely on some other people. I mean, it can be tough, but to me, I see two things. I see Angie's side, but Maria's side, but I kind of see it as a thing. Like, it doesn't have to be, like, it's not as dark as Angie puts it in a sense. Like, yeah, Rosa was not there. Definitely not. And she probably should have been there. But Maria was able to cheer herself up. Like, this is like,
I learned how to make my own fun and enjoy myself even when things didn't work out.
that's not fucking real. Father, please come out of your room and... I have been drinking things they don't even have names for! This is the shit they pumped into Captain America, and I have been chugging it! This will be perfect after what's going to come up. Same here. This is why I relate more with Maria than Angie. Angie is a little too angsty in this sense. Like, I like Angie, but she's a little too comfortable in being miserable. For my tastes.